Hello YouTube, how are you all doing? This is Adam from Adam Peer Reviews and I'm just here to bring you a book review today. But first I'd just like to give a quick apology. As you can probably tell from behind me, the background and backdrop is a bit different, and that's because I have moved back up to uni in Newcastle, and you may have noticed that there hasn't been that many videos coming over the last couple of weeks, and this is why, because I've been moving back up, getting back into my routine. But now I actually have 5 days off from uni, so I'm only in on a Monday and Tuesday, which seems daft since I'm paying an extortionate amount to be there. But at least it means it gives me time to do my book review videos and my blog, and also get plenty of uni work done. So yeah, so let's start with a book review. Okay, so today's book review is of The Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. This book was released last year and it's Mark Lawrence's debut novel, and it was released by Harper Voyager, which is the fantasy side of HarperCollins. The reason I picked up this book off the shelf was because it reminded me of Patrick Rothfuss's The Name of the Wind and the Wise Man's Fear. Just the front cover, the mysterious character in the sword reminded me a lot of Kavoth. But I have to say that even though it did remind me, the front cover reminded me of it, the book was nothing like it, and the book was absolutely brilliant, and I suggest you read it. Okay, so what actually happens in the book? Well, the book is based in a post-apocalyptic world where the sea levels have risen and most of Europe has been flooded. The new society in this world has been thrown back to that of the Middle Ages, where people live in castles or at kings, kingdoms, and in the Munsis is a kingdom called Ancraft, where the prince of that kingdom is Jorg. Now Jorg is not like most princes in many fantasy books. He's not the romantic prince of yesteryear. He has a very dark side to him, and that dark side is because at a young age of about 10 he witnessed the murder of his brother and his mother at the hands of Ancraft's neighbour, the Count of Raynar. After his father's lack of action to gain revenge for the murder of his mother and his brother, Jorg sets out on his own to gain his own revenge. The way he does this is he frees a group of mercenaries from his father's prison that are called the Brothers, and sets out on a journey with them. Using his cunning and his ferocity, Jorg soon becomes the leader of this band of brothers and roams around the Raynar countryside, raping and pillaging as he pleases. After a few years of getting the anger out of his system, Jorg decides it's time to return to Ancraft and finally gain revenge on the Count of Raynar by raising an army of his father's soldiers and leading them to the Castle Raynar, where the Count lives. Unfortunately for Jorg, there's only one thing on his father's mind, and that is betrayal. After setting him on an impossible task to capture an impregnable castle, which Jorg eventually does, he returns home to find that his father had no intention of letting him lead his men and actually stabs Jorg. After recovering from his wound, Jorg takes it upon himself to gain vengeance and decides to attack Castle Raynar on his own with his group of brothers. But will his brothers be enough? Will they have the might to overthrow the Count of Raynar? You just have to read the book to find out. Okay, so what I thought about this book. I really liked this book. It was a lot different to what I thought it was going to be, and the fact that Jorg was not the typical prince, but angry, would kill on a whim, and was ferocious, really made the book for me because he was so unpredictable and caused so many great scenes. I also like the fact that Lawrence based the book in the future but made it feel like the past, and the story behind the builders was really intriguing and really clever, and I really want to find out more about them in the next book, The King of Thorns. So who would I suggest this book to? Well, I'd suggest this book to anyone who is a fan of Patrick Rothfuss because of the similarities I said earlier in the video. I'd also suggest this book to anyone who's a fantasy fan. I think you should definitely give it a try. It's really well worth it, and it just was so different to what I thought it was going to be, but it was just so much better, and that's why I'm giving it away for my book of the month. So make sure you check out my blog and enter the competition, and make sure you give it a like. Hey. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. There should be more on the way. Like I said, I've got plenty of time to do it. Please remember to check out Adam Peer Reviews at adam-p-reviews.blogspot.co.uk. and check out my Facebook page, the links will be in the description. And if you like my video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe by clicking on the box in one of these two corners. Thanks a lot guys, see you soon, bye.